Hello friends, welcome to Code Crush Coding. In this video, we are going to learn some of the Python interview questions related to data types and variables. So let's start with the first question. What are the supported data types in Python? So data types are nothing but the type of value a particular variable will be storing on that the data type of any particular programming language depends. As we know in Python, we don't need to declare the data type. Python will automatically consider the data type of a variable as per the value we assign to a particular variable. Now let's see what are the supported data types in Python. So Python has 5 standard data types, and which are these 5 standard data types? First one is numbers, and numbers are divided into further 3 categories. So numbers can be integer, float, as well as a complex number. We know complex number is a combination of real and imaginary number. So Python supports 3 type of numbers: integer, float, and complex number. Second type of data type is sequence type. So in sequence type, the data is stored in a sequence or ordered, means we can access the element as per the order. So we have 3 types in sequence type. First one is string, then list, then tuple. We will see in the detail in the demo. Third one is set. Fourth one is dictionary, and the last one is Boolean. So let's understand all these data types in our demo. Let's start with the numbers first. So here I have test.python file. So let's have one variable. Let's name the variable name as x, and in the x we don't need to declare data type. We means no need to specify what type of data it will store, like number or boolean or set, dictionary, etc. We can directly assign the values. So if we assign the value as 10, so it is a number. As you can see, number. So numbers are of 3 types, like integer, float, or complex. So this is a integer here. So if you try to print this number, print x, and also if you try to print the data type, so how to get the data type of variable? With the help of type function. So type is a built-in function in Python. You need to pass the variable name to this type function and you will get the data type of that particular variable. Now I'm saving this code. Let's run this code. So see, here we are getting 10, which is the value that we have assigned to this variable, and after that type. So type is integer. So this was of type integer. If I change it to 10.0, then what will be the type? Let's see the change now. If I run this code, so see, type is float now, because this is a decimal number, and decimal numbers in the programming language have data type float. So this was the float data type. And third one is complex number. If you assign the complex value to this variable x, let's say 10 plus and imaginary number, let's say 7j. So this is a complex number, right? If you have learned this in mathematics, you know the format of complex number. Now let's see the data type here. So see, here we are getting the value that we have assigned to this variable, and the class is complex, means the data type of this variable x is now complex. So we don't need to provide a data type. Python will automatically consider the data type as per we have provided the values. Now let's move towards the second one, which is the sequence type. And in sequence type, first one is string. So string can be defined as the sequence of characters represented in the quotation marks. So you need to provide the quotation marks if you want to assign the string value to a variable. Let's say here I provide a quotation mark, and here I set the value, let's say code crush. So if I provide this value, then the type of this variable will be now string. Let's check that. So see, we are getting here str, which is a short for strings. And now let's move towards the next data type, which is a list. So what are the list? So we have already covered the list basic concepts in our tutorial videos. So Python lists are similar to arrays in Java or C programming language. However, the list can contain data of different type. Means in the list you can have the collection of values, and that values can be of different data types. And the items stored in the list are separated with a comma and enclosed within the square brackets. So as in the strings we have the quotation marks, in the list you have the square brackets, and inside these square brackets you need to pass the value. Let's say I have want the list of uh, numbers divisible by 10. So 10, 20, 30. So in this way I can make this list, and these values are separated by comma. And if I check the type of this particular variable now, see we are getting a list. Also the list can store of different data types, like this 10 is an integer, right? If I make another value here, let's say 40.0, so this is a float. So still we are able to store it in the list. Also we can have the strings, let's say ABC is the string. If I run this code, see we are getting the output, we are able to print the values. Also the class is list. So that was the list data type. Another one is tuple. So before moving to tuples, here I want to cover another concept here. You can also access any particular element from this list with the index number. So these are the ordered elements. Like first you stored 10, so this will be stored at 0th position. Then the second element will be stored at first position. Third element will be stored at second position. So positioning starts from 0. So if I say here, instead of printing all these values, if I say just print a first value, which will be at 0th position. So let's see the output here. So see we are getting only a 10 because we have printed the 0th position. If you print first position, then you will get 20. Also another thing here, in the list we can have the duplicates. Means here you have the 20 value. If I store again 20 value here, then it will have 220 values. Means the duplication of elements is also allowed in the list. Now if we consider the tuple, so tuple are represented using the round brackets. Let me have the same values here. I will replace the square bracket with the round brackets. Now this will indicate a tuple, and in tuple you cannot add the elements after declaring the tuple. Means they are unchangeable, but the order is same. Like the elements will be stored in order at 0th position, 10 will be stored at first position, 20 will be stored, and it also allows the duplication. Now let's run this code. Now see the class is tuple, and also we are able to get the duplicate values here, and we are able to print the entire tuple here. Now let's move towards the next data type. Now we have the set. Now the main difference between the list, tuple and set is that in set we cannot have the duplicate elements, and also they are not ordered. Means in list and tuple you can see whatever ordered element you have stored here, like first is 10 then 20, in similar way you are getting the output. But in set you will get this, you will not get the values in the same order. They are not ordered. Also, the duplication of elements is not allowed in the set. So the sets are represented with the help of curly braces. So if I make this as set and then run this code, so here you can see the class set, and also you can observe the order in which we have stored the elements. They are not same in the output. Like first is 40, then 10, 20, ABC and 30. And you can notice the difference. 20 is only stored in this set a single time, means duplicate elements are not allowed in the set. Now the fourth data type we have is dictionary. So the main use of dictionary is to store the values in key value pair. Means dictionary is an unordered set of a key value pair of items. The items in the dictionary are separated with comma and enclosed in the curly braces. So let's see the dictionary demo here. So dictionary items are also represented with the help of curly braces, but they have the key value pair. So you can provide a key. Let's say 1 is my key, and then you want to provide the value for this key. So that can be done with the help of colon. So let's say first name is A, then you separate it by semicolon for the second key and value. Let's say second key is 2 and value is B. Now third value separated by semicolon, then third key and have the value as C. Now let's run this code. So see are getting here the class has dictionary, and this is our dictionary, like key 1 then value A in similar way the other two values. What if I make another key with the existing key? Like here we have two key already existing in our dictionary, and I make another key here, same key 2, and assign a different value to it. Let's say D now. So what will be the output here? Should we get 4 keys and 4 values or some another output? Let's check that. So see, we are getting only 3 values here. First key, value A, then second key, and value is D, not B. Why it is happening? Because key cannot be duplicated. Like once we have the key declared, you cannot have the another key. But if you provide another key with the same key, then the updated value will be stored in that key. Here, what will happen first? 1 will have the value A, then 2 will have value B, 3 will have value C. Again, you are updating 2 to D. So we are getting the updated value here 2 to D and third value to C. So in this way, dictionary works. Another data type that we want to check here is the last one, that is Boolean. So what is the use of Boolean? So Boolean type provides two built-in values, data true and false. These values are used to determine the given statement true or false. So let's check that. Here I will remove this dictionary and let's say I provide here true. So see, when I'm typing here, already the built-in value is populating. So if I select this value true and run this code, so see, this is of class Boolean type and this is the value true. In similar way, you can provide the another value false. So these are the two built-in values for the Boolean type. You will get the output here class Boolean and false. So in this way only you need to provide the true and false. If I make changes here, let's say it was having the uppercase F. If I make it to lowercase f, then it will not get this value here because it is not a built-in value. The value with uppercase F is only considered by the Python. So that thing you need to remember. In similar way for true also, T should be in uppercase. So these are the data types that are supported in Python. In this way, you can give the examples and explain these 5 data types in Python. Now let's move towards the next question. So is there any double data type in Python? So if you know the Java programming language, in Java we have the double data type, but in Python we don't have double data type. As you can see the above answer, there are 5 types and the subtypes are also provided, but there is no double data type. Double means it is considering in a float manner. So any decimal value can be considered as a double in Python as float. There is no double data type in Python. Now let's move towards the next question. So what are the rules for a local and global variable in Python? So basically here we need to give the answer for what are local and global variables in Python. So let's first understand the local variables. So any variable declared inside a function is known as local variable. This variable is present in the local space and not in the global space. So any variable you declared inside a function, the life of that variable will be only inside that function. Means you can access that variable inside that function only. If a variable is assigned a new value anywhere within the function body, it is assumed to be a local. Local variables are accessible within local body only. So let's see in the demo the local variables and then we will see the global variables. Let me remove this part here. Now let's declare a variable. Let's say def show is the name of function, and inside this function we will declare one variable called, let's say, y, and let's have the value as 20. So this is of integer type. And we will print this value, print y is, and then we will print the value of y, and we will come out of this function, and then we will call this function show. Once we call this function, and after calling this function we will again print this statement, in this statement. So what will be the output of this code? So first, when the code will run, first thing will be the show method will be called. Inside the show method, the control will go, then 20 will be assigned, or y variable will have the value 20, then we will print this y is, and after that again we will print the value y is. So let's see what output we are getting here. So here we are getting y is 20. So let me make here the print statement. Here we can see inside method, and that is outside method. Okay. So see here we are getting the output or the print message of inside method y is 20, but we are getting the error on the line number 7. What is the error? Name error. Name y is not defined because the control or the program is not able to find the variable y here. This variable y is declared inside a method show, and this variable has only scope inside this method. Means it cannot be accessed outside this method. So this is a local variable, local to this method. Only this method can access this variable inside this method scope, and no other function or method can access this particular variable outside this method show. So this was our local variable. Now let's see global variables. So variables declared outside a function or in a global space are called as global variables. So if you declared a variable inside a function, it becomes local to that function. But if you declared a variable outside a function, then any other functions can access that particular variable because it is not inside that particular method. So if a variable is ever assigned a new value inside the function, the variable is implicitly local and we need to declare it global explicitly. This we will see in the demo. And global variables are accessible anywhere in the program, and any functions can access and modify its value. Now let's see the global variable also. Now what we will do, we will declare here a global variable. Instead of declaring inside the method, what I will do, I will declare it outside the method here. Okay. Okay, y equal to 20. So we have declared it outside the method now, and all other things remain same. And now let's check the output. So this is inside method y20. As this variable is now declared outside the method in the global space, it is accessible to another functions also. Like in the show also we are able to access it. We are getting the value 20, and also outside the method also we are able to access y is 20. So global variables can be accessed anywhere. Now what we will do, we will have here another. Okay, before doing that, let's say you have declared here a variable y equal to 20, which is a global variable now. And what I will do, I will change the value of y to 10 now. Okay, so here y is having the value 20. Now we have changed the value of y to 10. Now let's see what output we get. So see, inside method we are getting the value as 10, and outside method we are getting the value as 20. Now what is happening? So first we know 20 is assigned to y, then this show method is called. So here the control will go to show. Then the value of y is updated to 10. But here it is considered as a local variable. That was the second statement was saying here. If a variable is ever assigned the new value inside the function. So here we are assigning a new value to a variable inside the function. So the variable is implicitly local, and we need to declare it as a global explicitly. To make a variable globally, we need to declare it by using a global keyword. So here what is happening? This y was global, but now we are changing the value here. So it has become here local, and that's why we are getting the value of y here as 10 as the value is updated. But outside the method, we are getting the old value only, which is 20. So to get the updated value outside the y, if you need to change the global variable value, then you need to declare that variable as global. So here you need to say global with the help of this keyword global y. Now observe the difference. Now if I run this code, then this particular statement will also get the updated value of y. So the output should be 10 now in both the cases. Let's run this code. See here we are getting the updated value. Here we have updated to 10. So in both the inside the method and also outside the method, we are getting the updated value. So that was the main difference between the local variables and global variables. That's it in this video. We will cover another questions in the next video. Thank you for watching.